Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. I'm sure many of you out there listening have dreamed of the day that you could sell your XRP for $50 each. And as it turns out, apparently, for at least one person, that actually happened today. Or technically yesterday, it's past midnight now, but I don't count it as the next day until I go to sleep. But as many of you may have heard by now, cryptocurrency exchange Gemini has listed XRP. And the headline says it all. XRP shockingly soars 7,836% to $50 on Gemini. So a couple things right off the bat here. Gemini historically has been very anti-XRP. I'm not going to harp on that though. They're now on the XRP bandwagon, and I appreciate that. We'll let the water go under the bridge. It's water on the bridge. However you want to say it. I don't care. I'm going to let all of that go. I will note, though, that those Winklevi twins, which is the plural form of Winklevoss, of course, they've not been such fans of XRP. So for them to actually get to this point, it seems as though hell might have frozen over. But anyway, credit where it's due, they've done it. But when I first started seeing a word from all sorts of XRP holders on X, formerly known as Twitter, start sharing screen grabs of various prices of XRP shortly after XRP went live on Gemini today. At first, I thought this must be a glitch because I was seeing some people share screen grabs of like $1.10, and I was like, okay, that's probably a glitch or it's fake. And then I saw other people saying closer to like $1.50, and then I saw $50. And so I was leaning towards initially, okay, it's either fake or glitch, and then as more people are sharing various screenshots, I thought, okay, well, usually if it's something fake, it's the same thing shared again and again and again, and there's just tons of different screen grabs, so I'm thinking this is probably a glitch. But now I'm not so convinced. And I can't guarantee you, Gemini hasn't spoken publicly about this, and I'm guessing that they're not going to, because if it was a whoops-a-doodle or a poor environment for XRP right out the gate, that's probably embarrassing for them, so I'm not confident we're going to hear from them on this. But I'll just tell you, although I can't put a stamp on this and guarantee that it's real technically yet, I feel very confident that it is. That's as far as I can go. I feel very strongly that this actually did happen, and I'll share with you why. There's some really strong evidence. I think somebody actually just paid $50 for a bit of XRP today. Oops. Before going further, though, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here's the tweet from Gemini. They had a 23-second video they shared in this tweet, or I guess now it's just called a post, but this is from the official Gemini account, and they wrote X cited with just the letter X to start the word off. X cited to announce XRP is now available for trading on Gemini. And they had this little pump you up video that went 23 seconds long. Here's the screen grab that I chose to freeze it on for you. You can see it's a rocket ship going right out through the stratosphere ultimately. Undoubtedly, the destination is the moon, no question. And they slapped an XRP logo over it as it gloriously ascends to the heavens, right? And here is let me go back to that. Yeah, let's just jump into the specifics here, and then I'll share with you some additional thoughts on this. But this is wild. I've never seen anything like this. In a surprising turn of events, XRP briefly traded at a premium on US-based crypto exchange Gemini. The asset surged to $50 and then $1.10 on the platform a few hours after they finally listed it, leading to speculations among XRP proponents. The development was called to attention by XRP investors who rushed to Gemini to trade the asset shortly after they announced the listing. As recently reported by the Crypto Basic, recall that Gemini disclosed that they had listed XRP for the first time yesterday, nearly a month after the ruling in the Ripple v. SEC case cleared the asset. As investors trooped to Gemini to make deposits and trade XRP, they faced a surprising twist. Apparently, the asset surged to a massive $50 per token on the exchange. A Chicago-based private equity investor reported the development to X, formerly known as Twitter. The accompanying snapshot on the post detailed the quote the investor received on Gemini. The order contained 9.45 XRP. That's right, 9.45 XRP, valued at $475.36. This translates to $50 per XRP token, roughly. And it's on your screen. I don't feel the need to make it full screen. If you're looking, you can kind of see what they're talking about here. Like it's pretty plain to see even without me making that full screen. And that's just wild. And so again, if you see just one of these and you're hanging out on X, you're like, come on, man. This is either a glitch or this. Wouldn't you think that initially? If you just see it for the first, that's what I thought. I was like, this is a glitch, because I'm highly skeptical. That's just by nature. When I see anything that sounds pretty wild, I'm not eager to believe it. I'm very skeptical, which is why I'm the opposite of the way that conspiracy theorists behave in lives and conduct themselves in life. I'm highly skeptical. But then, again, as I saw more and more screen grabs come in and they were all different, I was like, okay. And at that point, I just thought it was a glitch. But let's go a little bit further, because you'll see now why I think it's real. I do not think that that's what I could be wrong, but I think that what is most probable is that these were the going rates on Gemini. Piece continues. In addition, the transaction fee stood at $7.19, while the platform fee was $17.45. In total, Gemini presented a quote of $500 for the purchase of 9.45 XRP. And check this out, folks. This is where it hurts if you were buying XRP at that price on Gemini. They write, for context, this amount of XRP would cost approximately $6 on other platforms. $6 or the same thing for $500. And look, I hope we see legit $50 XRP at some point in the future. I don't think the idea of that's wacky. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't make price predictions. But that does not sound remotely wacky. There's just not that much money in crypto. I think that there's going to be way more money flowing into crypto, and I think XRP is going to get a huge piece of that over time. That's my speculation, because it's solving real problems for real people and businesses. It's been tried and tested for over a decade now. It just works. I don't see it going away. But anyway, piece continues. So let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of why this is actually happening. To add some weight to the disclosure, the investor also shared snapshots of Gemini's order book and the market page showing XRP at a price of $50. This represented a 7,836% increase from XRP's price at the time. Ow, that has to hurt. Yes, and Mubarak, an XRP community figure and founder of Desert Capital, also highlighted the shocking development of X. I think they mean on X. The post from Mubarak contained a snapshot showing XRP from $1.10 on Gemini. And actually, I think that's the first tweet that I saw as I was scrolling through my feed on X. I think that's the first one that popped up, $1.10. It's like, come on. Or it was the second one, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, a look at Gemini shows that these claims were accurate. While XRP's price on Gemini is stabilized as of press time, the chart shows the asset actually did surge to $50 yesterday around 6 p.m. UTC. Gemini also shows an all-time high of 50. Okay, so I'll take them at their words there. Now, I have the official website somewhere. I think I have it up here, don't I? Where's the damn thing? Don't tell me I closed it. If I did close it, well, or no, yeah, it's right here. I'm just not used to their logo because I don't have a Gemini account. Nothing against them at this point. I just happen to not. And so here's XRP price action going back one day. This is wild. So you can see, like, this is what they're reporting on their website. You can see XRP 70 cents. Here I'm just randomly picking 98 cents. Now on here it shows that it peaks at $1.60. So as far as I can tell, on Gemini it actually was at that price level. And I don't know if they scrubbed the $50 part, because Crypto Basics reporting that they actually saw it. But this heavily sways me to believe that this actually did happen. I feel highly confident that this is the most probable thing, though not actually certain, because again, we haven't heard from Gemini, and I would like that to feel absolutely 100% certain, or additional perspective from individuals familiar with this type of stuff, if they know great ways to track it or something, that could persuade me as well. But yeah, this ended up being what I did not think of what it was, which is genuine, apparently. That's what it looks like. Anyway, and then they continue. Some community members attribute the surprising development to a glitch associated with Gemini. But that's apparently how it is, so check it out. So what was it? However, one XRP proponent detailed the possible cause with his insights stemming from observing the XRP order book on Gemini. He pointed out that Gemini had very few XRP orders on its order book. This was likely due to its late entry to the XRP listing party, leading to U.S. investors focusing on other exchanges such as Coinbase and Kraken. As a result, at some point, the XRP order book on Coinbase had no sell order. An individual placed a large sell order at $50 per XRP. Now, while this in itself would not trigger an issue, it appears another trader unintentionally placed a market order to buy at the best available price instead of a limit order to buy at a fixed price. The order must have been automatically filled because $50 was the best available price. Okay, so that's wild. So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, apparently devastatingly low liquidity from what I understand at this point. And I will tell you from experience, having seen the launch of many new coins, because I used to closely look at this back in 2018, I can tell you price, when you launch a coin on an exchange, if you don't make sure that there's sufficient liquidity, which you would expect from Gemini, you expect them to make sure there's sufficient liquidity before doing something like this, you get crazy volatility. And again, I speak from experience, having observed this stuff, because in 2018, I actually, on Binance, and by the way, I do mean Binance, even though I'm in the United States, I don't mean Binance US. I had a Binance account because back in 2018, you were allowed to have one. I had one back in 2017. But in 2018, for the first part of the year, I remember seeing new coins getting listed, and they just like rocket up in price for the first minute, just to outrageous prices. And then minutes later, they'd just crash down almost 100%. And then they'd climb up a bit, and then they'd find some sort of, because that's price discovery on an exchange, on a closed environment. But when there's almost nobody buying and selling, you get wild responses. So part of this, it seems like, was that there just weren't that many people buying and selling. I wouldn't have expected that from Gemini, though. But I'm not convinced that's the only problem. I think that Gemini was having tech issues today, and I don't know if it was specifically just with XRP, but I can tell you, like, even earlier today, many hours ago, when I was on this, when I was on the Gemini page with, oh, but now it's showing this. Look, it just changed. I just went back to this tab. For those of you looking, now it shows $50. It's still on the 1 day. I didn't press any. I don't know what's going on. Now it shows $50. Well, whatever. Anyway, so I was on this exact page earlier, though. I don't know if it was like 6 hours ago, and the damn thing wouldn't even load. Like, so part of it would load, but the price wasn't showing here. And then there were other screen grabs from from XRP community member Mr. Intuitive. He shared this screen grab. Systems are currently experiencing degraded performance, and so there are all sorts of reports of that. So if you're having system problems where people can't get on to buy and sell, that might have caused the liquidity problem. So maybe they did think they had all their ducks in a row. Maybe they did think, yeah, we've got sufficient liquidity. We're launching XRP. Because, mind you, I think that they procedurally were doing they had the right intentions and were following the guidebook, because they initially, however they worded it, they indicated they were a message that led me to believe they actually were trying to get liquidity. And then it was X number of hours later where they're like, okay, now it's available to trade. So they were making sure that they said, okay, you can now deposit, and so on and so forth. And then many hours later, like, okay, now it's available to trade. So I think they were attempting to do the right thing here. But if you're talking about having outages on the system, but some people are able to access it, and it's a brand new coin, and people are, like, the few people that are on are trying to buy and sell it, yeah, I could absolutely see that that's what it looks like. So I think some poor guy thought that he was just going to get the regular market rate for XRP, and he ended up paying $50 a coin. Oh my God. Gemini should take care of that guy. Whoever that individual, because apparently that actually went through, so far as I can tell anyway. Isn't this just crazy? I've never heard of anything quite like this. Certainly not from a major exchange like Gemini. My gosh. So, again, I just... There are a number of things that you could say about this. You could go into Gemini and how this is an absolute fail, because it probably is. It probably, to be honest with you, is just a huge Gemini fail. I'm just going to not go down that route until I have any additional information. I'll just, other than stating that, yeah, I would agree with anybody that thinks that's the most probable thing. And then, other than that, as far as $50 XRP, well, somebody made out like a bandit. So they just listed like, I'm just going to list it for 50. It looks like there's no one else selling here. $50. And then somebody thought that they were just going to get the going rate, because that's what they clicked for. And it just happens that in that closed ecosystem, which is Gemini, because mind you, keep in mind, there are different prices for every single asset on every single exchange. And so this just created, like, in theory, so this is the reason that you have the same price, keep in mind, the reason you have roughly the same price anyway on every single exchange the world over for Bitcoin and ETH and XRP, so on and so forth, is because even though each individual cryptocurrency exchange is its own closed ecosystem, so you have different people on one platform that might not be on another, maybe there's some overlap. There would be some overlap from exchange to exchange, generally speaking, but you're going to have different people, and so they're all competing against each other. And so what keeps the prices in line is the whatever percentage of people that are looking at prices of individual assets on multiple exchanges. So if they find that they can buy an asset on one exchange, but that in the moment it's going for slightly more on a different exchange, they will purchase on exchange A, then move that asset to exchange B, where the price is slightly higher, and they will sell it there. That's called arbitrage. So, that type of stuff happens. But if you're not seeing the prices getting flattened out here because they otherwise would have through arbitrage, that's why I'm hazarding a guess that it's just because of technical issues and only a small percentage of people could actually get on the damn platform. So that's what it looks like to me. Anyway, this is wild. Now, one day I hope to actually see $50 XRP, and that is the going rate on a global scale. But this is the first time I've ever seen XRP sold for $50 legitimately on an exchange, as long as that actually occurred. And as far as I can tell, again, it looks like that is the case. Crazy, right? Good job, Gemini. Welcome to the XRP community. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.